Heritage Flight 2020-February 11, 17 B-roll. The primary mission focus of the 27th Special Operations Wing is to generate and employ specialized aircraft and highly trained air commandos to execute and support special operations missions with unique capabilities including precision air fires, specialized mobility, intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance, command and control, information operations, and agile combat support. The 27th Special Operations Group, located at Cannon Air Force Base, NM, is one of 4 groups assigned to the 27th Special Operations Wing. The group accomplishes global special operations taskings as an Air Force component member of the United States Special Operations Command. It conducts infiltration, exfiltration, combat support, tilt-rotor operations, helicopter aerial refueling, close air support, unmanned aerial vehicle operations, non-standard aviation, and other special missions. It directs the deployment, employment, training, and planning for squadrons that operate the AC-130H, AC-130W, PC-12, Do-328, M-28, CV-22, MC-130J, MQ-1, MQ-9 and provides operational support to flying operations. The 27th SOG has a long and distinguished history since its inception as the 27th Bombardment Group, Light, at Barksdale Field, La, February 1, 1940. Elements of the 27th Berg were in the Philippines when the Japanese invaded the island in December 1941, and aided in the fight against the invading force. The Japanese eventually overran the country, and as a result, many members of the 27th Berg were taken prisoners of war and forced to participate in the Bataan Death March in 1942. Throughout the last 68 years, the 27th designation has been assigned to several groups and wings at a myriad of locations. The 27th was organized as a fighter wing in August 1947, at Kearney Airfield, Neb. Later, in February 1958, in a move to preserve the heritage of the 27th, Air Force leadership transferred the designation to Cannon AFB, replacing the 312th Wing. Since 1958, the wing had supported F-100s, TAT-33s, F-111s and F-16s. The 27th Operations Group was redesignated as the 27th Special Operations Group on October 1, 2007. Related topics: rounding the corner with their piercing trumpet section, explosive snare drums and booming bass, the Marines of Task Force San Francisco filed down Jefferson Street and Columbus Avenue during the 147th Annual Italian Heritage Parade as part of San Francisco Fleet Week. During their week-long stay in the Bay Area, Marines and sailors established themselves as more than just warfighters by demonstrating their humanitarian assistance and disaster relief efforts. Static displays were held throughout the town while the rip-roaring, pinpoint precision flight capabilities of the Navy Blue Angels soared over the San Francisco skyline. Various other festive performances were held by the 1st Marine Division Band and Navy Band Southwest. Over the course of the parade, we delivered some pomp and circumstance to the residents here, said Gunnery Sergeant Benjamin Becker, the drum major of the 1st Marine Division Band. Getting the crowd involved in the performance makes them part of what you are doing and allows them to truly experience the music. Crowds rose to their feet while clapping their hands rhythmically as the Marines traversed the parade route and filled the city with patriotic tunes, celebrating the heritage of the Marine Corps and the culture of Italy. "I love watching the Marine Corps Band," said Tony Martins, a San Francisco resident. "It's wonderful seeing them perform, and I think the more they interact with the community, the more we can build the respect of the armed forces in the minds of the people here." Throughout Fleet Week, the 1st Marine Division Band has provided entertainment to the patrons of various sponsored events, including a concert at the Marines Memorial Club and street performances held at Pier 39 and Pier 80 in conjunction with the static ship displays. "People truly enjoy the Marine Corps presence here at the parade," said Joe McFadden, a captain in the San Francisco Police Department. "They can't get enough of it because of the mass amounts of respect that the citizens here have for the armed forces." With the many different cultural groups that reside in San Francisco, the purpose of the parade is to celebrate the Italian heritage and the people that make the city of San Francisco what it is today. Trailing behind the band was the military marshal of the parade, Brigadier General David Otignan, commanding general of 1st Marine Logistics Group, and a small detachment of Marines in town for Fleet Week. Other than our earlier performances the week, my favorite part of Fleet Week has been leading the band through the parade, Becker said. I love passing by and seeing the crowds rise to our playing. It means a lot to me as a performer. As San Francisco Fleet Week 2015 gradually comes to a close, the Marine Corps and Navy hope to leave the residents of the city with a positive lasting impression of the crisis response capabilities that the duo can harness in the event of a major disaster. The Islamic State group's demolition of the St. Elian Monastery in the central Syrian province of Homs is the latest in a long campaign that has destroyed or extensively damaged some of the Middle East's most spectacular archaeological and cultural sites. Some of the world's most precious cultural treasures, including ancient sites in the cradle of civilization, are in areas controlled by the group and at the mercy of extremists bent on wiping out all non-Islamic culture and history. In addition to pre-Islamic sites, the militants have also targeted churches, mosques and museums. The rampage, targeting priceless cultural artifacts often spanning thousands of years, has sparked global outrage and accusations of war crimes. The militants are also believed to be selling ancient artifacts on the black market in order to finance their bloody campaign across the region. In May, the extremists captured the central Syrian town of Palmyra, raising fears they would demolish the 2,000-year-old Roman-era city at the edge of the town, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the Mideast's most iconic archaeological sites. State fighters fully captured the central Syrian town, home to one of the Middle East's most spectacular archaeological sites, in late May. In June, the head of the Syrian government's Antiquities and Museums Department, Maimoun Abdulkarim, said his militants had destroyed a lion statue dating back to the 2nd century. The statue, discovered in 1975, had stood at the gate of the town's museum and had been placed inside a metal box to protect it from damage. In July, IS released a statement saying that 6 busts from Palmyra had been confiscated from a smuggler. Photographs released by the group showed IS militants destroying the busts with large hammers and the smuggler being whipped. On Tuesday, IS militants publicly beheaded Khaled al-Azad, an 81-year-old Palmyra resident and antiquities scholar whose lifelong work had earned him the nickname Mr. Palmyra in the archaeological community. This week, UNESCO chief Irina Bokova told the Associated Press that satellite images of Palmyra revealed a network of holes dug in the area for illicit excavations and then eventually trafficking and looting. In the 9th century BC, Nimrud, also known as Kalhu, became the second capital of Assyria, an ancient kingdom that came to rule much of present-day Iraq and the Levant and became a great regional power. The city, which was destroyed in 612 BC, is located on the Tigris River just south of Iraq's second-largest city, Mosul, which was captured by the IS group in June 2014. The late 1980s discovery of treasures in Nimrod's royal tombs was one of the 20th century's most significant archaeological finds. The government said militants destroyed the site in March using heavy military vehicles. One day after the destruction of Nimrod, IS militants bulldozed the 2,300-year-old ruins of Hatra, a well-preserved complex of temples south of Mosul and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The move was described by UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon as On February 26, a video emerged on militant websites showing Islamic State militants with sledgehammers destroying ancient artifacts at the museum in Mosul which they referred to as idols. They also destroyed the Nergal Gate, one of several gates to Nineveh, the one-time capital of the Assyrian Empire. In January, Islamic State militants ransacked the central library of Mosul, smashing the locks and taking around 2,000 books, leaving only Islamic texts. Days later, militants broke into the University of Mosul's library. They made a bonfire out of hundreds of books on science and culture, destroying them in front of students. Last year, militants destroyed the centuries-old Mosque of the Prophet Yunus, believed to be the burial place of the Prophet Jonah, and the Mosque of the Prophet Gerges, two revered ancient shrines in Mosul. They also threatened to destroy Mosul's 850-year-old crooked minaret, but residents surrounded the structure to protect it. The 2,300-year-old city overlooking the Euphrates River is a remarkably well-preserved cultural crossroads, a city first founded by Alexander the Great's successors and later ruled by the Romans and various an ancient city located on the site of Tel Hariri on the western bank of the Euphrates River in Deir el-Zawar province. It is believed to have been inhabited since the 5th millennium BC and was discovered in the early 1930s. It has also been severely looted by its prehistoric settlement mounds in Syria's far eastern Haight province. Experts say both have been looted and destroyed. Artifacts have been removed from both sites, and ancient statues, some dating back to the Assyrian period, have been smashed. Copyright 2015, Associated Press. All rights reserved. This material may not be published, broadcast, rewritten, or redistributed. This article was written by the Associated Press from the Associated